Hey guys, Nick here from Pro Wrestling Limited, bringing you the Fightful Wrestling Weekly, brought to you by Fightful.com. Of course, I'm Nick, and joining me we have Tim. Tim, how you doing, man?
What's going on, Nick?
So we do have a couple exciting things to talk about. So let's kick it off with the most recent Hall of Fame inductee, Double J, Slapnuts himself. Should I say Slapnuts himself?
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett.
J-E.
What do you think?
J-E-F-F-J-A-R-R-E-T-T. Double J, Jeff Jarrett. I mean,
God, I don't speak English.
I mean, the first thing I got to say is this came out of left field and it's very interesting.
Absolutely. I mean, because when I think Hall of Fame, I think Jeff Jarrett. The only thing, see, I wasn't around for the Jeff Jarrett era. Whether it was WWE, WCW, TNA, I guess you could say I was around, but I really wasn't watching TNA. Being born in '99. So I never really got the full effect, though the one thing that I remember, because everyone always talks about it, is him smashing Beetlejuice with a guitar. Poor
Right.
Beetlejuice. I love Beetlejuice. But it's a weird Hall of Fame pick. I don't understand.
Well, I mean,
There's been some debate on why it was him.
yeah, that's true.
So kind of the whole thing around it is people are assuming that Triple H is trying to build a legion, an army, if you will, the next evolution of creative guys.
Basically.
Guys that are going to help, write some shows once he takes over. So what are your thoughts on that, Tim?
I mean, it's very interesting. If you did see the tweet that Triple H sent out right after they announced Jeff Jarrett for the Hall of Fame, he basically said, I don't have the tweet in front of me, but he basically said, Jeff Jarrett has done a lot of great things to give opportunities to new talent. And that, talking about starting up TNA and, bringing guys like AJ Styles, James Storm, Abyss, who else? I
guess you could kind of say he kind of kicked off the catalyst for Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal really got put on the map with that Ric Flair promo.
Yeah.
And I have the tweet directly in front of me, and I quote, Michael Cole now, born into the business, real Jeff Jarrett not only led a decorated career, but created opportunities for new talent around the world. Congratulations, Double J, and welcome to the WWE HOF. Now, he created TNA. And I don't know if that's to be proud of, to be ashamed of, or I don't know if that's something you put in your Tinder bio.
Right, but like I was trying to say, I mean, he helped launch the careers of guys like James Storm, Bobby Roode, AJ Styles. Yes, there's a good chance we'd still know about AJ Styles today, but
maybe not Bob Roode.
Maybe, but I mean, it helped them get to a more national audience faster, probably, than AJ would have working NWA Wildside.
And another thing is that there is a lot of wrestlers who had more success in TNA. Ron Killings, Bubba Ray Dudley. I wouldn't say that he had a better career there, but even CM Punk's time there with Raven was absolutely great.
Oh, yeah,
everything he did with Raven was great.
Yeah,
so
well, that was a little different because that stuff he was kind of with Raven, not against Raven. He was
that's also true.
But
I do think that adding Jarrett to the Hall of Fame is probably a little bit of like a here's your cake, eat it too. Come be my creative.
Exactly.
Let's fix the crap show that is known as SmackDown Live. Please fix it.
Right. And Sean writes about here the stuff that we've heard about the Hardys and Jeff Jarrett and how when Jeff Jarrett was in control of TNA this time, Impact Wrestling this time last year, he didn't want to relinquish them the rights to the Broken gimmick, which started all the stuff on Twitter with him and Rebby Hardy. And then he also goes on to say that Kurt Angle's now current wife, Giovanna, I'm going to probably say this wrong, Yannoti, doesn't always see eye to eye with the Jarretts, but that WWE wouldn't have made this move anyways if they thought it would cause any turmoil or issues from either side, the Angle family or the Hardy family, as both are more valuable to the company than Jarrett, which makes sense. I mean,
it's a sad statement when you realize that the guy going into the Hall of Fame isn't even that important as compared to Angle and Hardy. Like, that's sad.
I mean, somebody asked Rebby about it, and she was like, well, we might be in the same building come Hall of Fame night, and I'm not afraid. She said something like, I'm not afraid to throw down.
I don't know, man. I don't think anything will happen there.
No, she wouldn't start anything there. But it's just very interesting. Jeff Jarrett going to the Hall of Fame. All the rumors of WWE, well, Triple H specifically, maybe wanting to hire him. Triple H being the one that fought for this. And just like 2 months ago, he got out of WWE-sponsored rehab.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, good for him, because I think he's really been kind of pushing himself to be like, let's fight. Let me get better here. Let me get better. So congratulations, Jeff Jarrett. Welcome to the Hall of Fame, my man. I'm excited to see. Do we know who's inducting him?
We don't know who's inducting anybody. The only name that I've heard rumored is Paul Heyman to induct Goldberg.
All right, so let's speculate right now. Number one guy to induct Jeff Jarrett. I'm gonna go first. Elias Sampson, man.
Why? There's no history, though. I mean,
there's no history, but who's gonna give some history to induct him? Beetlejuice?
Bischoff?
Ooh, that's a good. Maybe even Angle.
Well, see, when I asked on Twitter,
could be a TNA guy.
When I asked on Twitter, I said Sting, because him and Sting had a lot of good matches in Impact. I said AJ Styles, because AJ Styles' first main event feud was with Jeff Jarrett over the NWA Championship. I did say Kurt in my tweet, and some people were like, well, why would somebody want to, induct a guy that stole his wife?
Yeah, that's a good point. So, I mean, just give me your number one possible name. I'm saying Elias. Who do you got?
Jerry the King Lawler, because they were Memphis Tag Team Champions together.
I see that being the most likely thing as well.
But at the same time, if I don't know, is Lawler still hosting the Hall of Fame?
I don't know.
I know he had. I don't know if he did last year. Anyways, yeah.
So once again, congratulations, Jeff Jarrett. Welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
and I sure do hope Triple H had some plans with you, creative-wise. So you guys have been listening to us for a little bit now, so we're going to send you to an interview Sean Ross Sapp did with Rhett Titus. Check it out.
You've been a fixture in Ring of Honor's tag team division, and there was a situation a few years ago when while tag team champions, your partner, Kenny King, left the company. What was your reaction to that at the time, and did you keep in touch with him while he was gone?
Yeah, we always talked, all throughout it, because, past wrestling, Kenny King and Rhett Titus are friends, and I can't hate on Kenny King for taking the opportunity that might have been better for Kenny King at the time. I still had 6 months left on my deal, and his was up, so it was like one of those things where, well, hey, you do what you gotta do, and I'll do what I gotta do, and I can't be mad at a guy for trying to make more money, but it definitely sucked because for years the goal was, all right, we gotta get those titles, It was like a crowning moment, where like, coming from working, taking tickets at the front door and doing ringside security, and there's pretty much any job in Ring of Honor over the years, I've done it, and coming from all of that to finally making it to the top of the card and winning the championship it was like, wow, I finally feel like, I've done something here. And then just less than 2 weeks away, all that just taken away, it's heartbreaking because, you don't know what to do at that point. You're like, well, I've spent all these years with this partner working towards this goal, and now that we got this goal, it's just pulled out right from underneath me, So it's like, well, now what do I do? And it was kind of like back to square one all over again. And, I had a few tag partners after that, and it just wasn't the chemistry that I had with Kenny. I teamed with BJ Whitmer. BJ's a great wrestler. We just didn't, mesh like that. I teamed with Cliff Compton. We didn't really mesh like that either. But now I'm with Little Willie, Big Dog and Little Willie, and I think we got quite the little good chemistry going for ourselves.
All right, so that's a pretty interesting segment from their interview where he talks about his longtime friend Kenny King, them being the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions together, and then Kenny King leaving Ring of Honor while they're still the champions. If you guys do want to hear the entire interview with Sean and Rhett, you can head over to Fightful.com right now, as the interview is up on their website as well as their YouTube channel.
Yeah, there you go. So, going into our next story here, and I feel this is a story that around every WrestleMania, every SummerSlam, every big pay-per-view, we're having this conversation. We're having it on Twitter. We're having it with each other. We're having it everywhere. The whole Brock Lesnar isn't coming back after his contract.
Well, not every WrestleMania, because he usually signs a 2 to 3 year deal. So every couple of years. Like the last time was WrestleMania. Right. You know the interesting thing that I'm just thinking of now?
What?
The last time he had these talk, like, you know, is he going to leave for UFC or stay with WWE? WrestleMania 31. Who was he going against in the main event of WrestleMania 31?
Oh.
What a wicked coincidence.
Oh.
What a wicked coincidence.
Yeah, that is pretty weird. But what I don't like about this is it's just like, at this point, are you going to be heartbroken if we don't see Brock Lesnar in the WWE anymore?
Probably not.
I'm not either. The dude, all right, I get it. The dude's badass, but I'm pretty sure Seth Rollins' time in the Gauntlet match this last Monday was probably more time than all of Brock Lesnar's matches in the last 5 years combined.
Well, I don't know about not combined, because I mean
maybe not 5 years, but maybe a year.
I mean the AJ match itself went 15 minutes. That's a quarter of that.
I'd say maybe a year then.
Yeah, probably. But Sean does right here in the Fightful Weekly. Had a trusted source indicate to me that Brock Lesnar told Vince McMahon that he's out for SummerSlam. The reason why Lesnar is contracted through that period is because his deal with WWE was frozen when he started to train for his 2016 UFC fight. And pardon?
Who did he fight then?
Mark Hunt at UFC 200. And see, I guess that makes a little sense, them freezing it because he wasn't technically working for WWE, or, well, not to say that he wasn't working for WWE, because there's periods where he's not doing anything for WWE, but it's a time where he was off doing something else, so he told them pretty much, don't call me for anything. So they said, fine, we'll freeze your contract. But, I mean, one thing that has really been fueling the rumors of Brock not re-signing is Brock's not on the physical SummerSlam ticket. Ronda's on the ticket, but not Brock Lesnar.
Again, with the official SummerSlam ticket, they're acting like that's not going to go through a couple more renditions. They're acting like
no, it's not. It's already being sent to people that have already purchased it.
Okay, then that changes the whole.
The cool thing about the ticket is it's a holographic ticket. So you see the ticket, and you see like Ronda and some other, I think, Raw superstars. But then if you turn the ticket, the hologram changes, and all the wrestlers on it, and it changes from like orange to the SummerSlam blue, and it's different wrestlers. It's amazing. It's pretty awesome.
That's pretty sick.
But yeah, the ticket has already been sent out.
Okay. Well, I mean, with that, it's always up in the air if we're gonna get Brock again, when we're gonna get him, how many dates are we gonna get him. Personally, right. Brock, dude, if you're not interested, if you're just in it for the money, I understand that. Put a little more effort in. If not, go finish up your suspension with the UFC and lose again there.
Well, see, here's the thing. Well, first off, he didn't lose to Mark Hunt. Anyways,
I know he didn't lose to Mark Hunt, but does it not take any bit of his legitimacy out for you that you've probably watched him get knocked down in the UFC
when he was sick with diverticulitis.
Hey, Jinder Mahal worked with a labrum injury.
Yeah, but Brock Lesnar was so sick that he got hospitalized twice from this, and that one time they didn't know if he was going to make it through. Jesus Christ. But I know Brock Lesnar does want to go. Well, I don't know for sure, but there's been talks of Brock wanting to go back to the UFC. He is, quote-unquote, retired from the UFC, and he is under a USADA suspension. When he, quote-unquote, retired, they froze him pretty much on testing. So if he was to say, I want to go fight again, say he wants to put himself back in the UFC the day after WrestleMania, well, he gets back in the testing pool for the UFC the day after WrestleMania, he won't be able to fight again for, I believe it's like 5 or 6 months once his suspension's up, because like I said, his suspension is frozen right now. So he does have to work off, I guess you could say work off the rest of that suspension as far as being in the testing pool to get randomly drug tested.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like it's going to be it.
And I know Heyman just was interviewed by... Did you see the interview with TMZ? Heyman looked 10 years older than he does when he's on Raw. Anyways.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
Anyways, he said basically, a layoff from the WWE, time away from WWE is good for Brock Lesnar, and maybe he does need to step away for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe he does. Maybe he just needs time. Who knows? I mean, the dude's getting up there in age. The dude's not young.
He's four. Well, I don't know if you could say that. I think he just turned 40 or about to turn 40. He's the same age as John Cena and AJ Styles.
Damn, AJ's 40?
Yeah. He's 39 or 40.
My God.
Yeah.
My God. What
Jericho's 47, and he's probably the third best wrestler in the world, if not second best to Okada.
That's incredible. That is incredible. But yeah, like we said, the whole decision with Brock is up in the air. If you guys do want to stay tuned for more information on that, head over to Fightful.com, as whenever breaking news happens revolving that and anything in pro wrestling, you'll get it there. But they don't only do news. They have a podcast called The List and your boy. And they had a pretty interesting argument. So, Tim, let me ask you a question. Simple answer. Pancakes or waffles?
Now, typically I'd say pancakes. But this week, WWE at the New York Toy Fair released a brand new WWE Championship Belt waffle iron. So I might have to switch over to waffles now if I can get that waffle iron.
I'm officially going over to waffles. What about you guys? What about you, Sean Ross? Let's take a listen to what Sean Ross prefers in this little clip right here. Take a look.
Pancakes. Waffles. There is a war going on.
There is no feud. It is waffles. That's it.
Do you like waffles? Do you like pancakes?
Pancakes are better than waffles.
Which do you prefer?
French toast.
You're a moron. There's no way you like pancakes more than waffles.
Absolutely.
I am, in fact, the pancake king.
Waffles are just so much better.
Check. Your Aunt Jemima, no pancake having ass. Directly into the SmackDown Hotel.
Pancakes get soggy and just unedible.
Does he have no respect?
Pancakes aren't as good as waffles.
Oh, that's why. I got it.
Your friend there. What's his deal? Is he retarded?
Gonna run a poll here. Waffles took an early lead.
I see the poll results. Kudos, people. There are a lot of intelligent pancake lovers in this world, Sean.
If we took the Canadian vote out, then waffles would be winning.
If you take Kentucky out, then you lose a lot of waffle votes too, Sean.
There is a massive cluster of Waffle Houses in the southern Atlantic region.
But yeah, crepes and pancakes win. Crepes are pancakes, people. I'm glad that there's still some intelligence left in this world.
You gotta try crepes. You gotta try crepes.
They're excellent.
I'm gonna give them a go.
All right, and if you guys do want to listen to the full episode, you can head over to our channel, Pro Wrestling Unlimited, right now and listen to that, or head over to Fightful.com to take a listen. Now, on to the last story, and it's been something that resurfaced kind of today.
Yeah.
Today on the 22nd, my birthday, mind you.
Happy birthday.
So thank you. So, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, however you want to pronounce it, they did a little bit of training together 4 years ago. This was not recent, guys.
No. People try to say it is, but it's not.
It's really not. So, this is good to me. I like this. Do you know why?
Why?
Because to me, this tells me that Ronda has always taken a pretty genuine care. She's always taken a pretty genuine liking to pro wrestling, and she's not only like, oh, I want to get into pro wrestling now. Let's go start training.
No.
It looks like something that she's been wanting to do, and she's been actively doing it, even 4 years ago. So this could be good. This maybe means her training isn't as green as a lot of people tend to think it is. I mean, it's going to be a big contract, and it's going to be a big name, and so I think she knows she's big. She knows that she can't let them down. So this could mean good stuff. It is old, but old doesn't mean bad. Old just means there is history.
And to your thing about saying, it's 4 years old, her wanting to do this a long time ago. I mean, we saw at WrestleMania 31, she was up to have a match. She was going to team with The Rock, go against Triple H, Stephanie McMahon. She's been up for a couple years. She's been wanting to do this. And I mean, she's always, for as long as I can remember, since she's been like, a social media icon, I guess you can say, all the people following her on social media and everything. She's always, I've seen multiple times where she's got her and her buddies, and they're just chilling on the couch watching Monday Night Raw, and she'll post a video of their reactions to something that happened during Raw.
Yeah. So,
she's lifelong fan. Fan.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, simple yes or no, are you excited to see her?
Yes, just for the fact of she's going to be great, but just to see how they use her.
yeah, I'm excited and I'm intrigued and I'm nervous and I'm scared. There's a lot of things flowing through me. Though I do think it is going to be fun.
So yeah, I am excited to see Ronda Rousey come in. I know a lot of people are excited, a lot of people are not excited. So let us know in the comments below what you think of Ronda Rousey coming into the WWE, her being a lifelong fan of pro wrestling in general. And if you do want to hear more stuff like this, head over to the Pro Wrestling Unlimited YouTube channel, and also head over to Fightful.com, where they have a lot, and I mean a lot, of content that goes up every single day, not just pro wrestling, but MMA and boxing from the good people over there, Sean Ross Sapp, Jimmy Van, and others. That's going to do it for me and Nick here on the Fightful Wrestling Weekly. Nick, it was good being here with you.
Always fun. You can find me on Twitter at PWU_Armstrong. Follow me. Where can I find you?
You can find me on Twitter as well at TimmyBuddy. You can find Pro Wrestling Unlimited at PW Unlimited. And you can also find Fightful.com at they got a lot of different handles. But just go and find their main one, Fightful Online.
There you go. Thank you guys so much for this edition of the Fightful Wrestling Weekly. We will see you guys next week.